everyone. Guten Morgen, alle miteinander. Ich hoffe, ihr seid jetzt dran gewöhnt, ein bisschen diese merkwürdiges Leben zu haben und dadurch und damit und dafür zu lernen. I hope everybody's getting used to this new way of learning because I think we'll be doing it for a while, at least a whole nother month. So get used to these little videos. I wore my Friday outfit. I was going to do this on Friday and I didn't get around to it, so it's Sunday, but I'm wearing my Friday outfit just to make you feel a little bit at home. I do want to remind you we have a Zoom meeting set up next week. Check the Google Classroom for the time. I hope everyone can join us. We can see each other and kind of do a realistic and live check-in. Today I'm going to do your subjunctive lesson number 3. I knew you'd be thrilled. Just to remind you, remember we had for number 1, we had wäre plus an adjective. So, wenn ich reich wäre, wäre ich glücklich. So that's the way the wäre works. And from your work, those of you who turned it in, I think we've got a pretty good handle on it. The next lesson was hätte plus a noun. So, wenn ich ein Auto hätte, hätte ich gute Laune. If I had a car, I would be in a good mood or have a good mood. So those are the ones that we've had before, and as I said, from the work you've turned in, I think you understand it. You do need to remember that when you have a wenn clause, that whole clause is the first position in the sentence, and the next word after the comma is the verb. Wenn ich ein Auto hätte, hätte ich eine gute Laune. Okay? So today we're going to do something that actually is probably a little easier because it sounds like English, and then we'll have a whole bunch of different ways to express our conditional sentences. It's number 3 up here, würde plus infinitive. Okay, würde is actually the subjunctive of werden. You don't need to know that unless you want to, Evan. But so there it is. So what you're going to do is for all the other verbs in the German language, not sein, because for sein we have wäre, and not haben, for haben we have hätte. All the other verbs in the German language, though, you're going to use with würde plus the infinitive. Okay? So, for example, wenn ich Fahrrad fahren würde. Aha, there it is. It's the würde plus the infinitive. And the weird word order is because of the wenn in the beginning of the sentence. And as I just said, the wenn clause is the first position. So now after the comma, I need the verb. And if I'm going to use any verb other than sein or haben, I need to put a würde here. I could put wäre ich glücklich. I'm using that one there. Hätte ich gute Laune, which would be this one. Or I could say, würde ich laut lachen. What do you know? Würde plus infinitive. So this says, if I were to ride my bike, I would be happy. If I were to ride my bike, I would be in a good mood. Or if I were to ride my bike, I would laugh out loud. Does that make sense? Of course it does, because this says would ride my bike, would laugh out loud. So würde reminds you of exactly what you're doing, which is the conditional, which is the would sentences in English. Okay? Now, würde does have all those endings. Okay, so now I can say, wenn du deine Hausaufgaben machen würdest, comma, and then I'm going to say, würdest du eine gute Laune haben. Okay? Or you could say, wärest, or I would say, wäre Frau Nancy glücklich? Okay, so, there, that's better. So if you would do your homework, you would...
Go Knights.
Don't pay attention to the peanut gallery. So if you were to do your homework, you would get a good grade, right? Here's the würdest, and here, actually, let's make this bekommen, which means to get. Okay? Or if you were to do your homework, Frau Nancy would be happy. You see how that works? So you can have the wäre, which is the green, and then if you're going to use wäre, there's no other verb action in the sentence. It's just wäre, okay? Or you could do hätte, which is this color, and then you're going to have that. No other verb action in the sentence, just like it is. Or just the hätte with the noun, okay? Or the new lesson is würde plus infinitive. Here's the infinitive, and here's the würde. Here's the infinitive, and here's the würde. Here's the infinitive, and here's the würde. Does that make sense? I certainly hope it does. Okay, so several of you, I read them a long time ago, so I'm not going to remember. I think it was Zoe and Cameron, at least, and I think, Jojo, you might have done one, did your sentences for the wäre and the hätte assignments using a different verb. One of them was putzen. So you can't use wäre with putzen because putzen isn't an adjective. You can't use hätte with putzen because putzen is not a noun. Now you can use putzen because you have würde. So for example, you could say, wenn ich die Fenster putzen würde, würde ich Geld verdienen. If I were to clean the windows, I would earn money. Verdienen and putzen are the infinitives. The würde and the würde are the helping verbs for the subjunctive. Okay? All right, so that's this video. It hopefully will help you with your third kind of subjunctive. The assignment, of course, is going to be writing 5 sentences using würde and infinitive, okay? If one or two of them, if you want to use one with a wäre in there or a hätte in there, that's also fine. But what I really would like you to practice is würde and the word order, okay? So here you have a lot of examples, or you have 2 good examples of where the verb what the verb order is and where the verb goes. And hopefully in your assignment, I will be able to see that you've mastered that, okay? Be sure that as you're doing all these assignments and things for me, or for German, that you write down your questions, and then when we have our Zoom meeting, you can ask questions, and I bet you other people have the same questions. But the main thing that this week's Zoom meeting is for is to just check in, see each other, make sure that we're all doing fine, and then carry on. But we have such a wonderful little family in our German 3 class that I'd like us all to be there. Okay. All right. My office hour again tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Be sure that you let me know if you have any questions, or really any time. I'm looking at email all day long. Okay, I hope you're all doing well. Take care. Alles Gute. Bis später. Tschüss.